I'm Lillian Gray, South African fine artist and owner of the Lillian Gray Fine Arts School. Today's drawing lesson is all about proportion. How do we draw in proportion? I have 6 little tricks that I follow to make sure the proportions are correct. Now, as an artist, you have got a toolbox, and in that toolbox, you might have a plier, a screwdriver, a hammer, and you need to know when you need to pick out which tool for which job. So I'll be showing you guys all 6 techniques, and then you can understand which one you'd like to use in what situation. My personal favorite, my ultimate trump card, the ace up my sleeve, is negative space. So I'll be teaching you how to tune your eye into the negative space. Measure, 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 and measure again. First, make sure your drawing surface is the same proportion to your reference. You will have a hard time fitting a square reference into a rectangle picture surface. Ensure they are the same. Plot it out. Plan, plan, plan. First, close your eyes and imagine what you're going to draw in your mind's eye. Will it fit onto the page? Sometimes we are so eager to start, we jump in and only halfway realize there's no space for the legs. Others might start too small and when they actually intend to fill the page. I always say, good art takes time. So what I do when I start a canvas, I quickly plot out where my shapes are going to be and ensure that my picture will fit in exactly the way I want it before I start drawing. Technique number 3 is Topsy Turvy, turning something upside down. When we've looked at something so much, our left brain really inhibits the way that we draw. We draw with understanding and not with our eyes. We need to strive to draw what we see and not what we think we see. And in order to trick the left brain, you turn your picture upside down and you draw the wrong way around. The reason is we no longer see it as an eye or as a nose, but our right brain starts waking up and going, ooh, what shape is this? I don't understand this object. And we now really access our right brain. And this really helps us to draw things in the correct proportion, because now we are drawing what we see and not what we think we see. Technique number 4, watch that negative space. So every single object has got a positive space and a negative space. And it's really important to tune your eye in and actually draw the negative space. We are no longer drawing the coffee cup, we are drawing the space around the coffee cup. Technique number 5 is guidelines. I love adding some little guidelines to my reference because it really enables to see that I've drawn things in the correct way or above each other. Method number 6 is the grid. Now, I'm not a big fan of drawing with a grid or going to go buy books that teaches you how to draw the grid because I think that the grid can become a true crutch and you don't draw from freedom anymore. You don't just express. It's too controlling. However, there is some grid exercises that I do think it really adds a lot of value. But I don't want you guys to ever just rely on the grid. And like, I can't draw if I don't have the grid. I can't draw big if I don't have the grid. The first exercise I'd like you to do is to shade in the negative space of your objects. I don't want to see any line work. I don't want to see any outlines. You guys are literally just capturing the negative space surrounding the object. I'd like you guys to get a subject matter, a picture that you've printed out that's really difficult. So I'd like you to get something like a ballerina dancer or a horse running, something that's really hard, not something easy like an apple. And I want you to cut it out, and then you guys are going to fold it in half. So we have now created a pizza, triangles, right? I then want you to take a pencil, we're going to start quite light, and you're going to draw this square exactly the same size, okay? I don't want you guys to scale it up or down. We are going to be drawing this square the exact same size on our page. And now we're really going to start by disguising that this is a ballerina. So we want to trick our eye. Once again, we want to get rid of the left brain, access the right brain, and really start looking at the negative space. So I am no longer drawing a ballerina. I am drawing the space around the ballerina. I recommend you fold your pizza slices and you only look at one pizza slice at a time. So once again, let me just demonstrate. You are not going to be drawing the ballerina. You are going to be focusing on the space around the ballerina and try and get that accurate. Okay, as we progress, we will unfold the next pizza slice and the next and the next. And we are drawing the space around the ballerina, not the ballerina. So once you have drawn every single pizza slice and you unfold your picture, you should now have the ballerina structure. So well done, you just drew something extremely complicated by not drawing it, by drawing the space around it. Now for the final section, we are going to combine drawing with universal shapes with this lesson. So how do I identify the shapes, draw them, and also draw them in proportion? By first simplifying the shapes, checking with your guidelines, pay attention to your negative space, use a pizza grid when you guys really get stuck. And with all these techniques, knowing which tool to use when, your universal shapes will be 100% in proportion. And that's a wrap. I hope you feel confident and you go and exercise and practice so you can understand which tool you need to use and draw negative space as much as you can to really figure out what's wrong and where to place things. I hope you guys are inspired and I hope this is an awesome little magic trick for getting your things completely in proportion. That's Lillian Gray. Please remember to sign up down below and stay tuned for our next drawing lesson.